Chemical effects of electric current. Learning about electricity. Chemical effects of electric current. The passage of an electric current through a conducting solution causes chemical reaction. As a result, bubbles of a gas may be formed on the electrodes. Deposits of metals may be seen on electrodes. Changes of color solutions may occur. These are some of the chemical effects of the electric current. Activity. Take out carbon rods carefully from 2 discarded cells. Clean their metal caps with sandpaper. Wrap copper wires around the metal caps of the carbon rods and join them into a battery. We call these 2 rods electrodes. Instead of carbon rods, you may take 2 iron nails about 6 cm long. Pour a cupful of water in a beaker or plastic bowl. Add a teaspoonful of salt or a few drops of lemon juice to water to make it more conducting. Now immerse the electrode in this solution. Make sure that the metal caps of the carbon rods are outside the water. Wait for 3 to 4 minutes. Observe the electrodes carefully. Electrodes when immersed in water and a current is passed, bubbles of oxygen and hydrogen are produced. Oxygen bubbles formed on the electrode connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and hydrogen bubbles formed on the other electrode. The passage of an electric current through a conducting solution causes chemical reactions. As a result, bubbles of gas may be formed on the electrodes. Deposits of metals may be seen on the electrodes. Solution changes the color. These are some of the chemical effects of the electric current. Let us test whether some fruits and vegetables also conduct electricity or not. Take a half-cut potato and insert the copper wires of a tester into it. Leave it for half an hour. After half an hour, we notice that there is a greenish-blue spot on the potato around one wire, whereas there was no such spot around the other wire. We see that it was always the wire connected to the positive terminal, which had greenish-blue spot around it. We so conclude that current produced a chemical effect in the potato. Electroplating. A brand new bicycle has shiny handlebar and wheel rims. However, if these are accidentally scratched, the shiny coating comes off, revealing a not so shiny surface beneath. You might have also seen women using ornaments which appear to be made up of gold. However, with repeated use, the gold coating wears off, revealing silver or some other metal beneath. In both these cases, a metal has a coating of another metal. Do you wonder how a layer of one metal can be deposited on the top of another? Well, let us try doing it ourselves. Activity. We will need a copper sulfate and 2 copper plates of size around 10 cm into 4 cm. Take 250 milliliters of distilled water in a clean and dry beaker. Dissolve 2 teaspoonfuls of copper sulfate in it. Add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the copper sulfate solution to make it more conducting. Stir it with spoon. Connect the copper plates to the terminals of a battery and immerse them in a copper sulfate solution. Allow the current to pass for about 15 minutes. Now remove the electrodes from the solution and look at them carefully. When electric current is passed through the copper sulfate solution, copper sulfate dissociates into copper and sulfate. The free copper gets drawn to the electrode connected to the negative terminal of the battery and gets deposited on it. From the other electrode, a copper plate, an equal amount of copper gets dissolved in the solution. Thus, the loss of copper from the solution is restored and the process keeps going. This means that copper gets transferred from one electrode to the other. The process of depositing a layer of any desired metal on another material by means of electricity is called electroplating. It is one of the most common applications of chemical effects of electric current. The electroplating is very useful process. It is widely used in industry for coating metal objects with a thin layer of different metal. The layer of metal deposited has some desired property, which the metal of the objects lack. For example, chromium plating is done on many objects such as car parts, bathtubs, kitchen gas burners, bicycle handbars, wheel rims, and many other. Chromium has a shiny appearance. It does not corrode. It resists scratches. However, chromium is expensive and it may not be economical to make the whole object out of chromium. So, the object is made from a cheaper metal and only a coating of the chromium over it is deposited. Jewelry makers electroplate silver and gold on less expensive metals. These ornaments have the appearance of silver or gold but are much less expensive. Tin cans used for storing of food are made by electroplating tin into iron. Tin is less reactive than iron. Thus, food does not come into contact with iron and is protected from getting spoiled. Iron is used in bridges and automobiles to provide the strength. However, iron tends to corrode and rust. So, a coating of zinc is deposited on iron to protect it from corrosion and the formation of rust. Summary: the passage of an electric current through a conducting liquid causes chemical reactions. The resulting effects are called chemical effects of currents. The process of depositing a layer of any desired metal on another metal by means of electricity is called electroplating. That is all in this topic, students. Keep learning.